And my journey coming to Nocona was spurred on with Church AV doing really, really well, and I needed a warehouse. And I started looking for a warehouse. My dad and I have a place in Nocona, and then he moved out here permanently about 10 years ago. My little sister moved out here, and they're like, you need to come out this way, you need to move out here. And just coming and seeing them driving by this abandoned factory that's been abandoned for 20 years, and it's just like, well, that's a cool building. And just kept having that thought for a while, a couple years. Just, you know, it's not going anywhere, nobody wants it, the roof's falling in. And at one point it came up on auction and nobody wanted to buy it, and it's just, nobody wants it, to a point of it was going to get bulldozed. And when it kind of became clear to me that this is going to get bulldozed, and I'm really big on history and preserving history, I'm like, well, I don't know, I wonder what it costs to get that building. And so I kind of took the next step, and this building really just kept drawing me in that, you know, it needed saving. And on the journey of doing houses, there's been a lot of houses I've done that I'm like, I do not want the headache of this house, but it needs saving. And you do it because it's just the right thing to do. And so stepping into this building, there's been a lot of blessings behind it that I didn't expect. Almost immediately when I bought this building and started redoing it, I realized how different being in a rural community is compared to what I've experienced living in Northside and living in North Richland Hills. And it became very apparent to me I thought Northside with opportunities were limited, and with the kids coming through, you know, that season of my life, being the youth pastor, but in Nocona, I was just like, well, where are the opportunities? Where are the jobs? There aren't any. I mean, it's a town of 3,000, and you know, you're just very fortunate if you have any job at all. And if you do, you might have been doing that job for 10 years and you're making 10 or 11 bucks an hour, because the growth doesn't grow. It's just, you know, kind of stuck in the past, a little timeless. And when I started redoing this building, I spent a lot of time personally redoing the building. I really didn't have the funds to pour into it at that time. And the more I just working around the building and redoing this, person after person just kept coming in, what are you doing? Well, I'm redoing this building. And then, oh, well, I worked over there for 15 years. And then my, you know, daughter worked over there, and, you know, and you start, when I bought it, I didn't know anything about boots. I'm not a boot guy. I didn't know anything really about Nocona. I didn't know Miss Enid's story. And as I started connecting all that, and it's like, okay, this building does not want to be bulldozed. This building wants to have life. It wants to have jobs in it. And come to find out on the journey, I mean, over 500 people worked in this building at one point, and they were spitting out 2,500 boots a day, which is unheard of even in today's standard with a lot of automated stuff. How they were doing that is beyond me. And learning more about boots, it's just so amazing to see her passion and her commitment, and you start finding out the history of, you know, Justin Boots starting right here in Nocona, and then this is his daughter who, once he died, her two brothers went back to town and ran Justin, and she started Nocona. And for, you know, a woman to start this building was built in '48, and all the obstacles she had to overcome to do that, and to get financing for this building, and in every one of the stories you realize that there's just something special about this building.